Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Angela. Today's Sunday and I thought I'd bring you a really quick little video, which seems to be what I'm doing now on a Sunday. So I hope you got a little bit of time. This is going to be short and sweet and something to pretty up one of those journal pages that you're working on. As you know, I'm doing an Autumn Lustre journal. I'm using my kit, which is called Autumn Lustre, and that is what I'm going to be using today. So the first thing that I have grabbed is a sheet of background paper from my kit. And I've got some measurements that I've written down here. I've got 7.25 inches across, which is about 18.5 centimeters, and 8 inches, so just short of the width of my page, which equates to about 20 centimeters. Those are just approximations and you don't need them to be precise. I have then just folded that in half like that and used my bone folder, and that's what we're going to do with that. Now I am going to just grab my page here so I can show you. I have got this in my second signature here. I've got it opposite the pumpkin page, and as you can see, it's just a little bit short, 1/4 of an inch on either side, shorter than the actual page itself. All right, so we're going to be making a belly band, and I got this lovely idea from Hilda. Thank you, Hilda, for sharing your ideas with me. So this is my stance on it, so I hope that you guys can use this idea and make it your own as well. All right, so that's what we're looking at. It's a broad belly band and we've got a few different things that are going to come onto there. I have just stenciled using my antique linen distress ink. You can use whatever you have, and a little bit of a stencil just to pretty up the corners ever so slightly. Right, so that's what I've got, and I'm going to put it over there. So I'm going to move that out the way. What I've done now is I have taken my circle die. I am going to take one of these leaves. I think it's probably going to be that one. These are those skeleton leaves that I like to use. And you can find those in my Amazon favorites list if you're wondering about where I get all these items I use on a regular basis. It's all in there. Right, so I've got one of the little skeleton leaves. I'm going to put that over there, but what I've done is I've cut a circle out of this page. So I've done that already, so I didn't have to stop the video. So same page again, and you can see I have cut out a circle here, this particular circle, and use whatever shape you have. If you don't have a die cut, cut a square. All right, use your ruler and pair of scissors or craft knife. This is 2 3/4 in diameter. In inches, in centimeters, that equates to just over 7 centimeters, there or thereabouts. Okay, anything that's going to be able to fit the leaf shape in. So this was probably slightly bigger than I planned, but that's the best one. The other one was too small. All right, so any shape that you have, even if it's heart shape, whatever you have. Okay, so we've got this and we've got that. Now I want to make this like a little specimen. So what I've taken is I've used a bit of packaging that one of my art pieces came in, and we get a lot of this, I'm sure you do, whether it's hair grips or art stuff or just anything. They use a lot of plastic, and I'm going to be using this to fill up that area there. All right, so I think I'll start off by making the edge straight. I thought I'd show this to you rather than me cutting it all, because sometimes people who are new to this might not know, and then I will get a lot of questions. So today I'm showing you how I go about this. So use up that packaging, anything that you feel that you know, this is thinner than vellum. If you don't have this, then use vellum, tracing paper, anything else that you might have. Now the way I do that is I just push this. I'm going to put that right against the bottom, and on that side and that side, like that. Just seeing if I've got it right, and I don't think I've got my Sharpie here, but I usually like to use my Sharpie, but that's okay. I use my pencil. I'm just going to hold it in place, and then I can just see here, this is probably where I need to cut it, on that side and probably just short of the inside there, so like a 1/16 of an inch or a couple of millimeters. Right, so I'm just going to take that out. This is when these sort of boards are so great because you can use the actual lines to guide you properly. And this is an Arteza board. I've got a couple of these and they are really great for this kind of thing. So I'm just going to take my craft knife. If you draw with a pencil or a Sharpie, you can use your scissors. I'm just going to do this slowly. Hopefully that goes through. Should do. And then this side as well. So you see we're saving the planet by not throwing this plastic in the bin. So we've all got to do that. So I like to turn it into something useful instead. So yeah, save all these as well. Okay, so there we go. I'll find something to use that for. Right, so now I've got a double lining here, which is perfect. I'm going to put my little leaf in there. Now I am using art glitter glue, which dries clear. So, I hope that I've pressed that enough. And I just want to make sure that I don't get too much of this glue onto my actual film, because it does leave a little bit of a mark, but you want to just put a little bit to secure it in place. All right, so I'm going to go with some just along the thicker bits here, which is just the middle. You could double this up if you wanted to and stick 2 leaves together, but I am not doing that. So I'm not putting too much glue on. And then I'm going to just get that as far as possible into the center. Once it's down, it's down. There's no moving because you're going to smear the glue. So be brave. All right, and then we're going to just close that up. Now we can just put a little bit of glue right on the edges. So on the very, very edge, like that. Okay, that side's got a fold, so we don't really need to do that, but anyway. Right, and that will naturally just fold as you need it. Now you're not going to see the glue on the outer edges. Now this is the front of my, you can decide which side you want. So I think I'm going to go with this side because I have inked that a little bit, and I have inked these edges just a little bit as well. Okay, so don't be afraid to do that. Right, now we want to just sandwich this in the middle here. So let's just open this up again so you can see what I'm doing. Right, so now I want to go around this circle, but not very close to the edge, because it might just smear out onto the plastic film. So don't go too close to the edge. There we go. And now I can put this down. So I'm now lining it up with the bottom there and the bottom there, like that. Okay, right, there we go. Oops. Just get it down smoothly as you can. And have I got this right? We have. Now we'll be able just to fold this right over, just matching up the corners, the circle lines there. There we go. And we can just run our bone folder down like that. Okay, so there we go, easily done. And again, put some glue on this side. Now remember, don't go too close to the circle edge. All right, sorry if you know how to do these things, but sometimes I do like to just help out people who are new to this. So fast forward if you don't need to hear that bit. All right, so we've got that all in place like that, and then of course just put some glue around the rest of it. I'm not going to go right to the edges because I probably will give it a little stitching. All right, so we've got that bit there. Just make sure that it closes on the other side of your circle. When I did cut the circle, I had it folded in this position double-sided so that it would match up perfectly, and that's an easy way to do it, is to have one piece of paper folded rather than 2 separate ones and you're trying to line them up. All right, so there we've got that in place. There's the basis, and you can see we've got our little leaf specimen over there. All right, I'm just going to run a running stitch just around the edges here, and I'll see you back here just in a moment. Okay, so there you can see I've just stitched around the edge, just straight stitch all around. It just gives it a nice finishing touch. Of course, guys, you don't have to do the stitching. You could also stitch around there if you wanted to, but I thought I won't do that today. Right, so we've got that ready. Just want to do a few more things to this. So what I did was I've cut out a little piece. I've been in the scrap pile here. I've just cut this out. This is just 11 centimeters by 7.5. So you're looking at 3 inches by 4, just short of 4.5, there or thereabouts. I've folded it in half. I like to do this when it's a pocket. I think that it just gives it a little bit more stability, and I do want to just add a little pocket on here. So I'm going to just stick this down. So I won't be stitching this, so I'll make sure that I go pretty close to the edge with this glue. There we go. That just gives it double strength. And now we have a really robust pocket that's not going to tear, because that's always a worry. And I do want to stick this down on here. So I think I'm going to do it about there. Okay, so we're going to just get the glue on the 3 sides that we want to stick down. Now, guys, I hope you've been having a great time. I've seen some wonderful projects people are doing in my Facebook group, so thank you for all of those people who are sharing, and of course those of you that are commenting and supporting those that are sharing. You know, not everybody likes to share, but thank you, and lovely comments and support for everybody, and just loving it. So thank you for every one of you, just amazing. Right, so we've got a little pocket on the front there. I have got a couple of little things that I thought I'd share with you today. Just some little bits and bobs that we're going to use in here. All right, so this is the basis of our belly band. Going to just use one of my little, because I'm loving the sentiments. These are my, my autumn sentiments. I think I bumped the camera there. So I thought I'd go with this one today. Autumn is my favorite color, so I'm going to put that down there. And then I've just got a couple of little die cuts, because it's all about the leaves for autumn, isn't it? And the beautiful flowers as well. Just got a couple. These I think are from Garden Greens, if I'm not mistaken. I just wanted to layer up a few bits there. I think I had it this way. You know, just a few bits. So I'll just have a chat with you while I'm doing that. Right, so I thought I'd share with you a little story of something that happened with the kids this week, and I had to try so hard not to laugh. So don't laugh, because, you know, when you're a teacher, you don't want children to feel like they're silly or they don't know something. You know, you're trying to encourage them to feel confident. So something, I was talking to a class. It was the first time I'd ever met them, and the one thing I always find in the first week is that the kids are always very taken by my accent, because obviously I wasn't born in the UK. So oh gosh, there's Abby barking now. So I'm talking away, and I can see they're all intently listening, and I know it's not really to what I'm saying. And then eventually a lad asks me, well, he makes a statement. He says, are you from Australia? So I didn't give him the answer. I just said, no, I'm not. And I carried on doing my talk. And then 2 minutes go by, and another lad says, are you from New Zealand? So I just said, didn't want to give the answer, because I know it intrigues them, and I thought I'd keep them guessing. So I said, no, I'm not. So I carried on doing my talk, and I got a few others, and then eventually I said, I'll give you guys a clue. I was born in a country in the southern hemisphere. So I could see the minds going now. Everybody was, oh my gosh, where is this? And eventually a little lad in the front row puts up his hand, looking very excited with himself and very happy, and like he's now got the answer. He says, "I know, miss, you're from Devon." Now, if you're not from the UK, you will realise Devon's just a little county. You know, it's not a country. And I had to be very kind and supportive and say, no, Devon's a county, not a country. But you know, I understand how you got that one wrong. But gosh, I was trying to hold it all together. I was getting all sorts, but eventually they got it in the end. But oh, it was so funny. But of course, you've got to be, you know, you can't be saying, no, don't you know what a country is or something. I mean, these are teenagers after all. Anyway, sorry for the little story, but I thought you might appreciate that. It's amazing what kids don't know these days. Not all down to them, you know, with the lockdown and the lack of so many shutdowns happening with the schools over the last almost 2 years now. It has become a real problem, and I definitely am seeing that at the teenage level, which is quite a shame, really, how much they don't know, and bad habits with texting and everything. It's quite something. But anyway, right, now I have just glued these two circles together, and as you probably realized, that comes out of that die cut bit that I had there. But of course, I don't like to waste these, and I like to use them because you never know where you might want to put in a little circular tag somewhere. And you can stick anything on here, whether you're fussy cutting out those little pumpkins or flowers or butterflies or anything that you have. Just go and have a look what you can go and cut out in that scrappy pile of yours. All right, so I'm just going to stick on one of these little leaves and probably put a little eyelet in there and a little bit of ribbon. So I quite like that. You could make those into two separate bits and back them with a plainer paper, but I'm not going to particularly use it in this one, I don't think, but I thought I'd just show you that. And we've got to use all the scraps that we can, because, you know, I don't like having much left over. Right, so other little bits that I made with other scraps are a little scrappy bit of vellum that I had. Just want to cut that little thread off. So I just folded that in half and stitched around there. Cut out those little leaves from the leaf sheet that is in my kit. Just a little bit of washi tape. You could put a little sentiment on there. This is printed with the same as this sort of design on there. Again, taken a little scrappy bit, backed it onto some avocado scrappy bit as well. I've just put a sentiment on there, a little card, so that just goes in here. Just give it some little point of difference, you know. I am going to put that into this one over there, and I've got another little one that I thought I'd just make with you. And again, these die cuts or fussy cut flowers is another one, you know, fussy cut flowers out. Just got these bits, and I thought, again, a little scrappy bit, put it onto another scrappy bit. I've glued them together. That's all I've really done here. So as I said, we're just doing bits and pieces today, and always great to use up those bits and pieces. You don't want to have too much left over when you are done. So there, I've got that inked up, and now again, this is from the wildflowers, and you know I like to use that. Gosh, Abby's seen something. I think she's lying in my daughter's bedroom, which is by the front door side. So now, sorry about that. So just stick this down at the bottom, and all of these die cuts I've used with my own background pages from this kit. Except the plain ones are just old cardstock scraps that I've had, and I've just, if they've matched, I've used them. But you can get cardstock on Amazon, of course, or any craft store if one is close to you. And I'm quite enjoying using all the leaves because autumn is a lot, obviously a lot of it is about the leaves. And then again, somewhere over here, I've just got these little sentiments that are from my typewriter. No, I don't want those ones. I've got these that I haven't backed onto anything, so I do like to go in here and find one. So here's Graceful. And I do like to just put a little bit of ink on them, and I cut a load of these sort of things out at night. Now you can either put it on here with another piece of paper behind it, or you can just stick it straight down on here. So, oh, let's do that. If I go and grab the little scrap pile again, and we want to put something on there that's not quite on in the colors already, so I think I'll go with this. And just stick it on at the bottom, you know. So we just do that. Stick it on. These you can do at night while you're sitting by the TV, and make a whole pile of them. And I do have quite a few piles of them, you know, and then do them in the colors that you're working with. And it's really easy to do. I think with this one I'm going to use my knife because I'm not great with cutting on the left hand side. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so hang on to every little piece that you have that's a scrap, because we will find a use for it. Another thing I love making with scraps are the altered paper clips. I do like doing that. I might do some of those next Sunday. Right, so I'm going to just put Graceful here. I'm going to put it just across this bit over here, so you will see a little bit of it. Now I'm going to leave this tag squarish, so I'm happy with that. And of course, another little thing that you know I love to do, and I'm just looking for a little bit here again, little scrappy bit. So look for the really small scrappy bits. So for example, where you've got something really scrappy like this, it's great just to do make little tag toppers for your tags. So got an itch suddenly in my throat. Right, so we've got that little bit there. I just tear it with my fingers and stick it on the top here in the middle and fold that over like that. Okay, right, I'm going to just quickly put in a little eyelet over there. So let me go and grab that. Okay, so you can see I've just pushed in a little eyelet there. Now I've got some of this twine which I got from Plum Boutique, and I loved it because it was something I thought I could use, especially when I'm wanting a little bit of a tie that isn't going to be too bulky. So just got a little piece here, going to thread it through this eyelet, and then really quick and easy little finished bit there. So I'll probably cut it off at that point. Okay, but you can use butcher's twine, anything that you have. So this little one I thought I'd just put in behind here like that. It's got a little bit of a tag, and now we're ready to put this onto our journal page. So it's just a little bit of a variation of a belly band, and you can see you've got your lovely let me move that over, leaf shining through. All right, so I am just going to take my double-sided tape, which is my preferred sort of way to do this, but of course glue will work. This is just very narrow, probably, I'll measure it for you now, probably 1/4 of an inch. Let's just see. This is, yeah, 5 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch in width, and that's ample, you know. And so I'm going to just stick this down at the bottom as well, and There we go. Yep, make sure it's nice and tight, not like last time when I ripped the whole thing off. Okay, and then just use my pokey tool, so this sort of thing, and then we can get this off. So just both of those like that. There we go, easily done. Right, so now we want to just make sure that we line this up properly, and let's just get that there like that. And then it's just a case of up here as well. Okay, we've got our two little bits in there. Okay, so that's looking great. And then all that is really left to do is just to put in some bits of ephemera here. So I've used this lovely reverie sheet, as it says, which is an evening's program from my ephemera kit. So that's in there, and I'm going to put that just in the bottom there, like that. So you can see it's got some nice pumpkins and things in the background there. Then I've taken one of my little envelopes, listen to me, postcards. This is from my Catherine Klein collection. I've just backed it with some leaf paper there. I've added the tab just to give it a little bit of a brush up. And I'm going to put that in at the top here, like that. Now you can move it further down if you want, you know, it's all up to you. And then the last thing I've got is just one of my baby envelopes, which I've printed out, and I thought I would just add that in as well. I'm not sure which angle I want to put it in, and I might actually put this at the back here, but yeah, maybe. And then I've got the nice background there, and then with this I might put it across the middle like that, or you could put it this way like that. It's up to you. All right, so there we have our little belly band, and that's our little Sunday project. So I hope that you've enjoyed that. You can hide all sorts of bits in here, and a great place for storing old letters or any sort of postcards or any sort of thing that you want to put in there. And this piece of ephemera makes a great journal card to write lots of beautiful things on at the back as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much as always for joining me. Go and create one of these. You can do this in any theme, so I know that you'll be able to follow along. Let me know how you get on in the Facebook group. I love seeing what you guys come up with. That's just amazing. And until next time, I will see you in the week with a new little project. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your Sunday, or maybe it's Monday where you are, but wherever you are, enjoy the rest of that day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.